Have you ever wondered what goes on inside a conference room after a day of consulting interviews is over? How the decisions on who gets the offer and who doesn't are made? Wouldn't it be great to be a fly on the wall? I've been in those meetings. I spent 15 years in recruiting at BCG, and I can tell you the same 11 comments come up time and time again. Want to know what some candidates are doing right and other candidates are doing wrong? Well, stay tuned. I'm about to tell you. Hi, my name is Bruce Smolin. I'm a recruiting coach with My Consulting Offer and a former BCG recruiter. Our company helps people from all types of backgrounds land their dream jobs at top consulting firms. If you're just joining us today, click and subscribe so you'll get new videos on landing your dream consulting job as soon as they drop. We've helped over 500 clients like Bobby land their jobs in consulting, and we can help you too.
I ended up signing with Bain, where I'll be joining sometime later this year. Start dates haven't come out yet, so TBD. I'll be in the Boston office. Bain was my top choice coming out of this recruiting cycle. Super excited to join. Could not be happier with the results.
There's the interview day you experience, polite recruiters welcoming you to the process, and interviewers engaging with you, asking questions about your background and business. It's a busy, exciting, and exhausting day for everyone involved. And when the final interviewees have logged off or left the office, decisions have to be made. This is the part you don't see. Doors are closed, blinds are lowered, and interviewers gather. The room fills with people, and it's a buzz with excitement and disappointment. Scores gradually fill the board. It's at that time that lives change, and some candidates are given offers, while others are discussed. Where did they go wrong? Surprisingly, most candidates often do the same thing incorrectly. Here are the top 11 ways candidates mess up on their case interviews. Number 1, incorrect math. The math is actually not as difficult as you might imagine, but math you just haven't used for a while. Fractions and percentages. And so many candidates mess up with those pesky zeros, turning $1 million solution into $1 billion solution. Don't try to be a speed demon with the math if you're going to get it wrong. Instead, go at a pace that works for you and check those zeros. Number 2, didn't take time to study. Everyone who interviews with these firms is smart, but many people rely on their brain power only to get them through an unfamiliar process. They don't think they have to study for the case interviews. This quickly becomes very obvious to the interviewer as the candidate doesn't know what is expected of them. Those who practice are more likely to get the offer. Missed hints and cues. Interviewers want you to do well. Candidates are going to mess up in the interviews. They're hard. And the interviewers will use verbal and nonverbal hints to try to get them back on track. Those who are willing to take advice on the spot will do much better than those who are either stubborn or unaware that the interviewers are actually there to help them. Number 4, didn't answer the question. Many candidates have studied and rehearsed the interview so much that they're too prepared. They're dying to tell a story they've memorized. So they will often use any question they get as an opportunity to tell the story that's important to them, but unfortunately unrelated to the question asked. Interviewers hate canned, unrelated stories. Number 5, didn't ask any questions. Consulting is all about asking questions. There is no expectation for you to know everything, so if you're not familiar with an industry, you should just ask your interviewer questions so you can become more familiar. Be forewarned that if you're given an answer to a question, you're expected to remember that answer. There are stupid questions in a case interview, and that's when you ask the same questions over and over again and don't retain the information. Number 6, didn't create a structure or poor structure. A structure is your roadmap for how you're going to do the case interview. If you don't have one, it's harder for your interviewer to follow along, and it's likely you too will get lost. Number 7, stumbled and completely fell apart. As mentioned before, you're going to make mistakes in the case interviews. For some candidates, a mistake results in a total meltdown. Mistakes are okay, and it's those people who fall down, get back up, and regain their composure that can still get an offer. It's also good to remember that if you have 2 interviewers, sometimes it just takes one great performance to get an offer. If you didn't do well in your first interview, you have another chance. Dust yourself off and keep going. Number 8, poor reason for wanting to be a consultant. Despite the fact that you may have only learned about consulting only months before applying to these firms, they will expect you to have a good story about why you want to become a consultant. And even more important, why you want to join their firm in particular. So while you're studying for case interviews and your fit questions, give some thought to this question as well. It's destined to come up during your networking and interviewing experience. Number 9, didn't use a sanity check. It's okay to bring outside knowledge into the interview. Just let the interviewer know you're doing it. Those who do have an advantage. If it doesn't make sense in the real world, why would it make sense in a case interview? Those who simply calculate numbers without checking if the number makes sense in the real world are likely headed toward an inaccurate solution. Number 10, would never put them in front of a client. Professionalism is very important when you're interviewing. You can still show enthusiasm, but the company is always thinking, how will the client react to this candidate? Are they inappropriate? Do they say weird things? Are their jokes too risky? Do they sound too young, use uptalk and words like, and too much? The bottom line is, don't forget this is an interview. No matter how casual and friendly your interviewer may be, they already have a job at the firm, and you're trying to get one, so act accordingly. Number 11, they overcorrected. Candidates will often get feedback from first rounds, and while they should embrace the comments, they should not overcorrect. If you're told you have a weak structure in first rounds, that doesn't mean you have to come up with a super structure in the next round. And if you're told you're too quiet in first rounds, that doesn't mean you have to yell your answers in decision rounds. Find a nice balance and resist going overboard. Now that you know the top 11 mistakes candidates make in their case interviews, you can avoid them. And as a result, maybe you'll be the person your interviewers will be buzzing about at the end of the interview day, and that next call you receive will change your life. My Consulting Offer has a proven process that will help you crack your consulting cases and land your dream job in consulting. In fact, here are Supraja and Bobby, 2 past MCO clients who landed consulting offers after working with MCO.
MCO has been amazing in this whole process. I have been trying to break it into consulting for 2 years. I don't have an MBA. As a working professional, I don't have time 7-8 hours in a day. I truly have 2 hours. One is having case coaches that truly challenge me. Every session I felt I was getting better than the previous one. And you can see the confidence that I've gained through those sessions. Every case coach that I've worked with at MCO has been amazing in sort of truly understanding what my weaknesses are, what my strengths are, and tailoring an approach that really made me land an offer at BCG. Second thing is giving tailored homework. So after every session, having tailored homework on cases that I can work on with other case partners, drills that I should be doing, that was extremely important. And third, the videos that were recorded and sent back. I thought that was very different. I've never seen that happen. Also, the mini MBA modules, they've been super amazing. It's not just about the coaching, but it's also the materials that are available on the MCO website. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I got the BCG offer and truly would not have been possible without MCO.
MCO it's not just a program focused on helping students prepare for consulting recruiting. It's really a program focused on helping students develop personal communication skills. I think when I came into MCO, one of the things I felt very insecure about was just my ability to deliver insights and in a structured, sort of organized fashion. Through my casing sessions, both with the partners I met through MCO, as well as with my case coach, and especially so, I learned a ton about how to deliver my insights from a case in a way that was not only just structured, but also I felt confident about. That was when I really felt wow, I've actually learned something from this program. I feel confident in my own sort of skin, going into case interviews, and I think I've really gotten something out of the program. I ended up signing with Bain, where I'll be joining sometime later this year. Start dates haven't come out yet, so TBD. I'll be in the Boston office. Bain was my top choice coming out of this recruiting cycle. Super excited to join. Could not be happier with the results.
I hope you've enjoyed this video and can overcome the common mistakes made in consulting case interviews. If you need some help getting ready for your consulting interviews, My Consulting Offer has former case coaches from Bain, BCG, and McKinsey who can help you. For a limited time, I've asked the My Consulting Offer team to help anyone who is watching this video on YouTube get more interviews and more offers. When you click on the link in the description, you'll be able to book a free 30-minute strategy session with one of our team members. The best part? Typically, we charge $1,000 for these strategy sessions, but until the slots run out, you can grab one of these $1,000 strategy sessions today, absolutely free. All you need to do is click on the description below of this video and schedule your free strategy session.